Hey guys, this is GoForce Online. I want to show you 5 things I want to see changed in ESO. So 5 things that already kind of exist in the game, but I just want players to have access to it. So first one is a very common one, and that is companions. So this guy over here is just one of the temporary companions from one of the quests in the Ordinary storyline. So he follows me around. If I engage into combat, does the same. You can actually take aggro as well. So enemies will attack him instead of me. And also it doesn't just teleport around. If you're moving out of range, you'll try to move around and get to you as well. And the best thing about companions like this is that you can actually move through them. So you wouldn't get stuck behind companions like you did in the original Skyrim. Anyway, the idea behind this is just to add a bit of inventory space, saying that he can carry maybe 30 plus items, maybe he can have unique gears that can be attached to him, just have a bit of play around to maybe have tanks or healers or sorcerers or archers as companions just to aid you in the game. Definitely don't think it will work in PvP or in trial scenarios, but just in normal PvE world will definitely be nice aesthetic to have, and just to have a follower around to add a bit more roleplay aspect to it. Alright guys, and for number 2, I'm here in Dead Border Village in Merkmire. And the thing I would like to see added is spears as a weapon class.
Another distraction.
So here you can see NPCs using spears as weapons. So you've got a variation of light attacks, heavy attacks. So all of this can be added to character play to create another weapon skill line. So ever since the start of the game, we haven't seen any additional weapon skill lines, although we've seen classes added and extra guild skills and world skills added as well. So introducing a new weapon skill line would be very nice to have, and just increase the role play capability and the gameplay in general for a bit. Spears was initially in Morrowind. Can't remember if there's any games previous to that, but it was removed in Oblivion and in Skyrim. So having it reintroduced in the game would be very nice as well. Alright, and for number 3, I'm here in Volkogard in Oregon, and the skill I would like to see introduced as another weapon skill is being a battle mage. So summon conjured weapons, casting single hand skills, so similar like you did in Oblivion and Skyrim, so ability to have a sword in one hand, cast skills in another hand, or just conjuring weapons in total. So this is already a thing in ESO, it's just that players can't do it. So you take a look at this guy here, as soon as I aggravate him, summons a sword straight away and he starts hitting me with magic. Also some long range AoE skills there, single target range skills, and you can also slice you with the sword. So this would be very nice to have added in the game as a player's weapon skill line. I think as a magika melee skill line, which is not something that we have. So if you have a magika melee build, you don't have a melee weapon line to come with that. So I definitely think it will support a lot more magika builds. Also roleplay really nice with this. The ability to just cast weapons in general will be very nice. Alright guys, now for number 4. This one doesn't have mechanics out in the game yet, but I can't imagine it'd be too hard to do. And that would be to have allocated build setups ready to go. So using the different gears you have equipped, setting up a build with skill setup as well, and then setting up a different build with a different skill setup, and being able to swap between the two quite easily. So similar like the outfit station, you've got outfit 1 set up, and you've got different equipment set up ready to go. Then you can change to outfit number 2, anything like that. Then you've got another set of equipment equipped and a different aesthetic to go for. So I think something similar could work for gear setups. You don't have to swap around as much if you're swapping between PvP setup, or if you have to DPS, if you have to help somebody who as a healer or something like that. So being able to swap over between different builds would be very nice. Zos can also make a bit of money out of it, I suppose, if they sell additional equipment slots, so you can have different or more variety of gear setups ready to go. But just swapping between would make your life a lot easier than having to enter, change over all your inventory, making sure that you've got the right stuff equipped, and then going to skills to do the same thing. Now, I don't think it should go as far to change Munda stones and attribute points and skill morphs. I think that would be a bit too much, so just keep those systems as is. But just a quick build swap around that you can do if you're in a dungeon, you're quickly need to swap over as a healer, or you're struggling with DPS, you need to swap over for that, then that's easy enough to do.
Alright guys, so now for number 5. Now this is something I'm very surprised that Zos did not add into the game. There's a lot of build up for it, and especially with the new chapter being released in the region that it is, I thought it would be ideal to add this, but they decided not to. And that would be a new class skill line or a guild skill line with dragon shouts. Now dragons were introduced in elsewhere, and even while combating the dragons you can hear them using shouts. And with Greymore being named Greymore, I thought it would be a good reference to the Greybeards, where you learn a lot of shouts as well from Skyrim, but they decided not to add this into the game. Now where I'm standing here, if you look up, that is the throat of the world, which where the Greybeards are. And if you look at the map, so I'm standing at the edge of the rift here, and looking up, so this is all of Skyrim, and there is Western Skyrim over there with Solitude. So maybe they might release it later on as a new area down here where they can introduce the Greybeards with dragon shouts, but they decided not to do that. Now in the lore context, you can't be as powerful as you were in Skyrim with the shouts, because Dragonborns are a lot more potent with them and a lot more powerful, can learn them a lot quicker as well. But there are some individuals that with time and training were able to use shouts. The leader of the Stormcloaks, Ulfric, he could use dragon shouts as well, and that's actually how he won the throne of Skyrim. So starting on the steps here, these are actually the start of the 7,000 steps that lead you to the top of the mountain, to lead you to the top of the throat of the world. In the Skyrim game, it was a lot more snowy than this, but you could just put that down to different aesthetics or different seasons. And there is the frost troll. You also face one down in Skyrim. Now, the one in Skyrim is a lot more powerful than this one. So keep walking up. Here's where it stops, so you can't push any further than this. This is the edge of the map. So pretty much the Greybeards are sitting around about there. So it'd be nice to add into the game as an extra skill line, and also something that's very popular in Skyrim, and especially in Elder Scrolls as well. Having those really nice for role-playing aspect, and also nice to add something extra into the game, especially if it's a guild skill line and you can play with different builds from different classes. So, and just in general, having to screen people off mountains is really nice to do. Righty guys, so that's my 5 things I would want to see changed in ESO. If you have any suggestions for other ones, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content I'm putting out, please hit that like and subscribe. Be safe and take care. Bye.